So we've had a lot of focus of late on middle-aged people over the last few decades, and more recently on childhood obesity. Well, I think the time, and those are very important areas, but I think the time's now come to focus in particular on young adults and teenagers, because it's actually amongst those groups where the worst diets are found. They're having the most free sugars, the least fibre, the least fruit and veg. And so we're potentially storing up a series of problems for the next generation, because your nutrition as you have children is really important, not just for the parents but also for the children themselves in their future lives. Getting to these groups, adolescents and young adults, are probably the biggest challenges we've got, because they're very difficult groups to reach for all sorts of reasons. You know, often health, the future, isn't front of mind for younger people. So it really does need a true partnership approach. Government, industry, health professionals are all working on the same agenda. We've had a lot of focus of late on single nutrients, and I think there's been good reason for that, but it doesn't necessarily help improve diets as a whole. And because young people, adolescents in particular, and young adults have got particularly poor diets, it's not going to be just one thing that needs to be fixed. There's going to be a whole raft of things that need to be adjusted. And the problem with a single nutrient focus is by shifting intakes of one particular nutrient, be it sugar or saturated fat or even fibre, then there will be other knock-on effects. And so we have to look at the whole diet. And that really does need a partnership approach right across all the stakeholders in this important area. So when I trained as a dietitian many moons ago, all dietitians worked in hospitals pretty much. Now, probably for the last 20, 30 years, there are lots and lots of opportunities for people who've been trained in nutrition and dietetics to work in lots and lots of different types of job. So we've now got lots of nutritionists working and dietitians working in food companies. We've got people working in the media. We've got people working in the community, people working in government as well as in hospitals. And I think there's a real opportunity for all of those professionals to learn from each other. And there's a lot that the nutritionists who work in industry can teach us about how to get to people with messages. And likewise, there's lots that people who are working in community settings can help us understand what some of the real issues are that people face in their day-to-day lives. So in terms of my career, I decided quite early on when I was at school that I wanted to become a dietitian. I came across one in my personal life, so I was lucky in that respect. I knew what I wanted to do. So I went to the University of Surrey to study nutrition and dietetics, and I enjoyed that degree very much. But during my industrial year, when I spent half of my time training to be a dietitian in a hospital and the other part working at the Institute of Child Health on a research project, I realised that I really liked the research and actually contributing to the science base that we have. So when I went back to university, that's what I decided to do. But having done the dietetics alongside the nutrition was really, really important, because it taught me how to talk to individuals, talk to people, to make messages simple for different audiences. And so that was a really valuable part of the training. But what I sort of stuck with for quite a few years after that was the science part. And I did a PhD, then various different postdoc jobs, which was heading me down the sort of route towards being a university lecturer. But about that time, I realised that there were opportunities to get into nutrition, science, communication type roles, and those roles hadn't really existed before, and there were just a few of them appearing. So I worked for about 14 years, I think, at the then National Dairy Council as their senior nutritionist, and then back in the late 1990s went to the British Nutrition Foundation, where I've been ever since. And love the role. It's a really excellent opportunity to really make a difference. We're working there with government, with schools, with people in the food industry, with healthcare professionals, with other academics, and there's never a dull day. Every day is different, and lots of things to learn, even after many years of working in the field.